Okay, so I decided my first piece that I picked out of the Renaissance era is found on, it's a sculpture, and it's found on page 282, um, and it's called David. And let me turn it so you can see. Okay. Um, so flipping through and reading, I was trying to find one to compare, and this one stuck out to me. Um, mainly, well, because there are two on this page. So the one that I picked is David by Donatello, and it is a bronze sculpture, and it's very like smooth and shiny, but it's also very realistic. Um, and it was also the first life-size freestanding nude statue since ancient Roman times. Um, so I thought that was very interesting and unique. Um, and also in the book, it says a little bit about the sculpture about David, and it said David was not only a biblical figure, his resistance to foreign domination of the Jews inspired the Florentines, who were surrounded by stronger enemy cities. Um, and so that's just a little background on David, but this sculpture um, is very like natural looking, more so than like anything that's ancient Greek. Um, and this sculpture is said to have been based off of right after David slayed Goliath. Um, and when I was going through the PowerPoint presentation, I came across looking at this sculpture after I decided to do this one. Um, it says David stands in a contrapposto or posto position. Um, so I looked that up because I wasn't quite sure what that meant. I don't think I've ever actually heard that word before. And it's an asymmetrical arrangement of the human figure in which the line of the arms and shoulders contrast with while balancing those of the hips and legs. I think that's very true about this sculpture. And then the one that I chose to compare it to, so is on page 242, and it's figure 15.3, and it's carved mammoth tusk. And I believe it's Hole Fels figure is how that's pronounced. And this is the oldest surviving carved human figure. Um, and this was during the Paleolithic period, which was like millions of years ago. It said, or that's when humans began making crude stone cutting tools. So that's how this came to be. Um, but what I thought was interesting, like comparing the two, is so that this one is the oldest surviving carved human figure, And then the sculpture on page 282 of David was the first life-size freestanding nude statue. So they both have, like, they're both the first of something, which I thought was very, very interesting. On with the figure on page 282, that's not as smooth and as flowing or asymmetric or symmetrical as David was. So that's some things that are like different, and it's a lot more rough, but it was also done in the Paleolithic period, so they didn't really have the tools that were available when David was being sculpted. So those are my two pieces that I decided. And these two time periods are very different, but I think it's amazing how we started out with this, and then as time went on, we were able to create this. It's just, we're very fortunate, and our art has advanced tremendously throughout the years.